Closing doors, please.
How does it feel being here? Do you mind if I ask you a question? How does it feel being here right now?
Honestly, I think that it's a great.
I'm just staying right here. Go ahead.
Okay, so I just think that it's great that people are standing for themselves, and obviously these people are ignorant. And I was literally babysitting a kid that saw them protesting, and he just said, "Why are they doing this? They should follow the mandate because it keeps people safe." Anyway, so I just think that I was literally walking home, and then I saw that people started joining and screaming Black Lives Matter, so I could only join because I also realized that I think they hang out something like white pride or something like that in the Black Lives Matter memorial, which I think is so disrespectful. And I'm great, and I stand in solidarity with Black Lives Matter. I'm from Africa, so
what part of Africa?
I'm from Morocco and Mauritania.
Okay, I know where that is. I know where that is. How do you feel about how New York City is handling the pandemic with the mandates? Do you agree with it? Do you can speak your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I just moved here like 7 months ago, and it was being very safe. I came from Florida, which was like totally unsafe, and I think that it's very important to not only keep ourselves safe, but also people around us to be mindful about it. So I totally agree with it. I think we should like follow the medicine. They're the ones that helped us navigate through the pandemic, so we should like definitely trust them.
Right. Do you believe that people should lose their jobs and be forced to follow strict conditions if they don't want to get the vaccine?
I think that it's extremely unfortunate that people are losing their job, and I also it's very it's very nuanced because you're like, okay, people should, it's a universal right to have access to a decent job and economic living and so on and so forth. But at the same time, we should also keep everybody safe. It's part of human dignity to protect one's life, right? So I think that it is necessary, especially that we're still in the pandemic. It's been 2 years now.
Right.
So you have to keep yourself safe, but also people around you.
Right.
So make the right decisions,
Lastly, do you think as a North African native, do you feel that America is handling the situation well? How can we be better, or what do you think about that?
I mean, yes, because most part of Africa don't have access to the vaccine or to even health education, and so far it's been doing a great job. Millions of people have been vaccinated. It's so easy to get vaccinated. It's free. It's accessible to everyone, regardless your social economic status. Whereas in my country or most countries in Africa, you need to be part of the elite. You need to be self-aware, have access to education.
Right.
So fuck yeah, compared to the rest of the world.
Okay, so as a woman, how do you feel about our American women politicians and what they are doing to make change? Do you think they could be doing a better job, or how do you see the vice president and our governor?
Yeah, of course, definitely. I think that there could be a better job that is done in politics in general. I think that the woman that I really look up to is AOC. Because she's really doing real life change. Then when it comes to Kamala Harris, for sure, it broke a lot of ceilings and it inspired a lot of young women of color, black women, daughters of immigrants and everything. But so far, and that's something that I feel is, like, you can relate to a lot when it comes to politics. It's a lot of blah blah, a lot of talk, a lot of theoretical things, but nothing is really being done firsthand. So I really think that there's a lot that can be done, because so far it was just empty promises. Even when it comes to the situation in the borders in with Texas and Mexico, there's so many young women, young girls, kids that also some have been separated from their parents, and nothing is being done in that regard. Whereas during the presidential campaign, Kamala Harris was advocating about welcoming refugees and taking care of them, and then once they were there, they were returned back or they were treated in very poor conditions. So, it's just actions speak louder than words, and so far it's just been empty promises.
It has. Predictions for 2022. What do you think this country is going to be like?
I mean, I think that the pandemic has been handled much better than many parts of the world, as I was telling earlier, especially the global south, where there's no vaccine equity. No one, if you're not privileged in the global south, you don't have access to the vaccine. If you do not receive education, more specifically health education, you are not aware or self-aware whatsoever. So in that regards, it's been great, but I feel like just we can see behind us, there's more and more racial divide, but also social inequalities.
Yes.
I'm so shocked to see that in the richest country in the world, people are struggling to make a decent living. They live paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, billionaires and huge corporations are making billions out of people's misery and out of the pandemic. I see so many homeless people here. I see so much poverty that I wouldn't see back home in Morocco, because there's also this sense of community and family. And here I feel there's a lot of individualism, and people do not care about others' safety or others' well-being, which is extremely sad. And I also think that because of the inefficiency of the new government and administration, people are going to get more and more upset and bring back the past. And I've seen that too a lot. And yeah, I'm just like a little bit worried. I think I'm going to go on an island and disappear.
Okay, last question. Do you think that people should have religious exemptions from the vaccine?
What do you mean?
So the reason why a lot of these people are behind us is because there are no accommodations for the vaccine. So people of all kind of religions, Islamic, Catholics, Jews, are asking for exemptions for the mandate, and they're not getting any. Do you think that's okay?
Well, I don't know how it works in the U.S., but like back home in Morocco, like it's a Muslim country. Like our king is the ruler.
Are you Muslim?
Yes.
Okay.
Our king is the ruler of the believers, so everything is based on the religion, which has a very important meaning. I don't know if here in the U.S. There is this sense of like tolerance and acceptance towards like others' religion, if it's taken into consideration when there are policies that are being made, but in my humble opinion, I think that, you know, like at some point people should be like free to practice whatever they preach and whatever they believe in, even when it comes to a religion point of view. But at the same time, everybody should also be mindful of keeping others safe, right?
Yes.
When it comes to science and when it comes to the vaccine and everything. So I would say like it's very hard, you know? It's very hard to like find one single point of view.
It is.
It's
It
to be
is.
discussed.
Awesome.